All right, all right. Glad to be here with y'all. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna step in and answer a couple questions. I like getting these message questions on my messages, comments, all kind of stuff. But this one here comes from Joy dot 8040. Checking out one of the freestyles, and she says that was amazing. But the way the flow was so smooth, and it didn't even look like he thought about it, may have been pre-rehearsed. I love when I get this question, or when I get these type of comments, or people say this. They ask me a lot of questions about the Freestyle Fridays, and just a number of things. One of the biggest things is anytime I do a verse, period, it's very rare that I write anything down. Only because what I found is when I write it down, I see why a lot of artists, obviously Jay, super popular, Wayne and them talk about how they don't write stuff down. But what you find is when you write stuff down, you reading it. And you can tell you reading it when you in the booth, or when you going through it, you can tell you reading it. So it's just, it becomes a practice where it's easier just to remember your words or just flow through it. Some artists like to punch lines in the studio or whatever like that if you're not doing it in one take, but you get used to doing that. And so when you get used to doing it, of course, when I do the freestyles, I've heard the beats, multiple times. I obviously have to know where all the drops are and all the different things like that. As with any artist that goes into a freestyle, if you don't know the beat, I'm not a battle rapper. It's not like I'm, just in the street face to face battling somebody. And can I do it? Of course I could do it. It won't be as smooth, but if you listen to battle rap, it's not like they just going tons of bars like that. So the freestyles that I do most of the time, and even that's why you hear me say, coin myself the feature god Allah, it's more about putting features on music to me. My goal is not to be in a battle rap space. My goal is to be the best feature in the game, hands down. So, when I do my freestyles, none of them are written. None of them are, pre-rehearsed, so to speak. But of course, I've went over the beat multiple times in my head. So I understand and I know where the drops are at. I know what my goal is on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might just have a random topic in mind and just go. Definitely by the time I get ready to do, a freestyle that I'm presenting to y'all is pretty fluid. If I literally do freestyles all day, every day. If I'm in the car driving down the street, I can block out the words on a song that I'm listening to and put my own words over top of the beat. I do it all the time. Anybody that's ever been in the car with me, they know I block out the words and I'll just do it myself, come up with my own words and stuff like that. So most of the time, like I said, I've heard the beat multiple times. Usually when I go on my runs in the morning, I usually knock out 6 miles every morning. So when I go on my runs, that's where I find, some of the beats, unless it's been requested. If it's been requested to me, then of course I get it and I listen to it, so I understand the beat. I know where it's at. I know where my drops are. I know what I can do, different things like that. But make no mistake, man, my goal is to put the best quality out there. So, you know, I might do, and the topic's never the same, but I could take the same beat. I might do 4 different freestyles and record them, and the best one is what you're going to get. It's not like I'm just, randomly going and like, oh, let me just go and see what happens. And I have a shitty piece of content, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is going out there. So I definitely take my time. Now, when I go do interviews and I go on shows and stuff, they might ask me what beat I want to freestyle to prior to. Obviously, like I said, it's best that you have a beat and you know it. Could you throw a beat at me and I could go? Yeah. I mean, of course. But for the sake of their show as well as my art, you feel me? I'm not going to put anything out there that I don't stand behind, and I wouldn't waste their time on a show and say, let me record, let me redo this, let me redo that. Nah, like, I'm pretty brushed up. I'm pretty brushed up on what I'm doing, multiple, there's, I guess what I'm saying is there's multiple forms of freestyles. You feel me? Like a battle rapper might just be sitting there, and I'm sure they got lines in their head too, but they might just sit there and talk about each other. You know what I mean? Sitting face to face talking about somebody. You know, there's times where I might do a freestyle where there's things I want to say purposely. So in some ways, I know not exactly what I'm going to say in the freestyle, but I know the point I want to get across. You feel me? Hey, you. Yes, you. What I need you to do is bloop, bloop, brrr, like, subscribe, comment, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And the chair was just a prop. I'm here face to face with you because I love you and I appreciate you still loading foes up all day. Your boy Rod Hardy, you know what to do. Let's go.